Yes, my people, welcome to AFTV. We're here in Birmingham in the NEC for the Sports Fest, Arnold Fitness Sports Fest 2022. All the money we're seeing, there's a lot of Spurs fans. Where are they? All the Spurs fans are here. That's right. We'll see them next week. We'll see them next week.
Yeah, listen, they're going to get dealt with next week. Don't worry about them, man.
But listen, Rob, I want to get a quick video in while we're here at this Fitness Fest and just talk about Arsenal's start to the season. I think the best start in over 15 years, currently sitting top of the table. Yeah. What have you made of it so far? Because it's great right now.
Just before I get into it, let's big up. Let me big up Sean and the guys from Boo, man. Thanks for inviting us down. Yeah. Really enjoyed this today. It made us realise we've got to get in the gym. But, no, it's been brilliant. The start of the season has been fantastic. Let's just remember back last season, how we started, how poorly we started, and then I look at what we've been doing this year, Cecil. It's been brilliant, man. Right from pre-season. Remember, we was over in America.
Yep.
And we was watching the team play. And we all sort of turned around to each other and said, you know what? We're ready for the season. Yeah. For the first time in a long time, this Arsenal team is ready for the season coming up. We saw how sharp they looked. I remember that game against Chelsea and they blew them away. And I know it's only a pre-season friendly, but something was there where the way we were moving the ball, the way we were passing the ball, the way we looked so sharp and energetic and aggressive in our play, that this is no surprise to me that we've started the season so well. So I think it's all down to being prepared for the season and also the brilliant signings that we've made, and it's paying dividends at the moment.
100%. Do you see it continuing, Robbie, this success from Arsenal so far? I know it's early on, but at that time in pre-season, we was there pitch side and I was thinking, this seems different. It's going to be really good this season. But then people will say, Cecil, calm down, it's pre-season. And then we play our first 5 games and we win them and people are saying, calm down, who have you beaten? So do you believe we can continue? I know we slipped up against Man United, but right now it's been so good. Do you think we can continue?
I think we can continue. I think, if you look at the games, it's not just been the victories, it's been the performances. So we had that test against Crystal Palace, first game, put in a great performance, then even coming all the way back down to Brentford at the weekend. That's a tricky game, man. Early kick-off against a team that, bullied us last year. We bullied them. They hardly touched the ball. Yeah. It was a complete performance by Arsenal. So I think at the moment we are playing really, really well. Even in the defeat against Manchester United, we were all outside the ground at Old Trafford saying, I'll take this positive and that positive, and nobody was downhearted. And when you look at certain players, apart from the even obvious ones that I'm sure we'll talk about in a minute, but some of the players like Granit Xhaka, look how he stepped up this season. I thought we had a good season last year, but he stepped up. And I think when you're seeing that now, players like him really stepping up, it bodes well going forward. It really, really does.
Well, let's go into what you kind of mentioned there, some of the players. Let's just start with the signings that are coming through this summer window, how much they've impacted Arsenal, Robbie. How happy and how impressed actually have you been? Did you expect them to be this good before they put on an Arsenal shirt?
I thought, start with Gabriel Jesus. I thought good signing, right? I was like £45 million, good signing. And also, what was so great about that signing is that we were able to get him without Champions League football. A guy that's used to playing Champions League football year in, year out, opted to come to Arsenal, could have went to other places, and he's been a revelation. I knew he was a good player. I didn't realise how good he was. He's been superb. He's been the catalyst for what we do in attack. He's so energetic, he's so aggressive, he's so good on the ball. He's such a good player, right? That I'm looking at this player and I'm like, he reminds me a lot of like when we got Alexis Sanchez. He's lifted the whole place and he's scoring goals. I think he's got the most goal involvements apart from Haaland in the league, and he's been exceptional. He's a problem for any defence in this league. Any. I don't care who you are, right? So he's been absolutely brilliant. Zinchenko, even though I know he's been injured past few games, but that's been another great signing. Offers great competition on the left. He's lifted Kieran Tierney. Tierney's playing better. Fabio Vieira. A lot of people's like, we need another midfielder. Forgetting that we had signed this guy. We just hadn't really seen him because he didn't get a pre-season because he was injured. He's come in. He's looked really good. Scored a banger in the last game. Nice little cameo against Man United. And I think we've signed ourselves another good player there. So, you know, and then, you know, the one...
There's also Marquinhos as well, can mention as well, in the Europa League. I think he's been sped up in his progression rates, because they were going to keep him in the under-23s. Yeah. I think he was one for the future, but you're seeing him get some action as well.
Marquinhos has been exceptional. You know, he's proved himself. He's gone, he's worked, he's proved himself. He's like, I don't need to go on loan. I'm ready now. And I think he's got a part to play this season, especially in the Europa League. And I think William Saliba, who's not a new signing, but is a new signing. Because, you know, we've had him for 3 years. We haven't seen him play until this season, and this guy is unreal. I can't believe how young he is. I still can't believe how young he is. Right? And all of a sudden now, we've got a really, really good side. Still could do with a little strengthening, I feel, if we can get to January, and still maybe bringing a holding midfielder, a bit of backup. But I'm telling you, I'm so optimistic about the team. Nobody's getting carried away. I don't think no one's saying Arsenal are going to win the league, even despite the fact that we're top. But I certainly think this team is in for a great shout this year, getting into the top 4 and winning some sort of trophy, because we're playing good football. This is a team to be feared, and I can't wait for that game against Tottenham.
Okay, you kind of
took
the question that I was going to ask you. You kind of answered it in smallly just then. Let's talk about what this Arsenal side needs to improve, because we're currently sitting top of the table. I know you said a defensive midfield. Obviously, we didn't get Douglas Luiz at the end of the closing of the summer window. Is that all that is needed for us? Or do you think a defensive midfield to secure? I'm not going to say, no one's going to say we're going to win the league, but maybe secure that top 4 spot or challenge. Do you think that's all that's missing?
I think, listen, we definitely need a defensive midfielder. Because, you know, El Nenny's out for a long time, and even when we get to like January, he'll be just coming back probably. So, and there's going to be a lot of games congested into that second half of the season. I mean, as it stands, we're probably going to end up playing Man City twice in that last part of the season. You can have FA Cup games, possibly League Cup if we're still in that. There's going to be a lot of football and Europa League. So I think that we could still do with a couple more players. You know, so I'd be looking at probably bringing in 2 to 3 players in that January transfer window. I think what we're going to have to do, or what Mikel Arteta's going to have to do, he's going to have to assess the situation when we get there. But one thing I really want him to do is, if we get to January and we're still looking good, in good shape, I want them to go out there and get those players in that will ensure that either we get a top 4 finish, or if we're still in these sort of positions, then we push maybe for the league, you know? But go and get those players that strengthens it up, because we all know a lot of times when you get to that second part of the season, that's when you start to get injuries. That's when you start to lose players. That's what cost us last season. We didn't make those extra signings in January, and it cost us. I like to think that Mikel Arteta has been a guy that's been learning from his mistakes. Right? So if he is, when he gets to January, he won't take that chance and leave us light. But at the moment, it's good. It's looking good.
There's also obviously a few differences this season. There's a Winter World Cup in the middle of this, and also we're in the Europa League this season as well. So there's going to be more fixtures, more fixture congestion. We know it's Arteta doesn't love, so he's going to have to really learn to deal with that and hopefully secure a top 4 spot this season, or maybe even more than that. Let's kind of wrap up with asking North London derby. We have to talk about it. It's the next fixture for Arsenal, a big one. Where are you at right now? Because I spoke with a lot of the guys this week on the live shows. I was saying Arsenal have so many threats currently. There's so many places where we can score from, whether it's the wide, Gabriel Jesus, our midfielder scoring. William Saliba's got a few goals already this season. So there's so many things for teams to worry about. That's why I feel massively confident going into that game. But where are you at, Robbie, with this North London derby?
I'm confident. We're at home, right? And, you know, even last season, when we weren't playing as well as we are now, we beat Tottenham 3-1 at home. Everyone got carried away with their win over us. Yeah, that was an emphatic win, but they forget that we had an emphatic win against them at home. I think we're a better team than them. I think we're playing better football than them. I think, listen, they've got a good side, they've got a good manager, they've got killers up front. We know that. It's going to be a really tough game. They'll come, we know what they're going to do already because they've been doing it all season. They're going to sit back in a low block and look to catch us on the counter-attack. Harry Kane, Kulusevski, Son, Richarlison, they're going to be looking to hit these guys quick. But you know what? I feel that we've got the defence to deal with that. I hope we've learned from our mistakes in that game against Man United and we defend a bit tighter against those really good players up front. You can't underestimate Tottenham. They are a good side. Much as we dislike them, they are a good side, but so are we. We are a very good side. And I think if we play our football, we play our stuff, I think we can beat them. I remember that game when Chelsea played Tottenham earlier on this season. They played them off the park.
Yeah, they did.
They played them off the park, right? They should have won that
Literally,
game.
it's unlucky.
You know what I mean? Tottenham got a bit of a dodgy goal at the end. But I don't underestimate them because they've got dangerous players up front. But I think in that game we'll dominate the midfield, and I think we've got killers up front that can hurt their defence. And I'm confident. I'm confident we'll win that game. I think this is a good Arsenal side. This is a very good Arsenal side. That is a problem for any team, let alone Tottenham. And I'm confident. I'm going to go for Arsenal winning that game.
Okay,
can't wait for it as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one.
It's the two informed teams in the division.
Yep.
You know, so I can't wait.
Yeah, it feels extra sweet. Sorry, if Arsenal get rid of their winning streak. It'd be so.
And the
so
atmosphere
superb.
that day, it's going to be popping there.
Yeah,
If the atmosphere's been brilliant all season, that day it's going to be absolutely popping. So I can't wait for that game, man.
Yeah, listen,
let's smash them up.
Let's go. Smash them up. Listen, I want to obviously give a big shout out to Boohoo as well for inviting us down here to the Arnold Fitness Sports Test. Incredible. I didn't realise this happened every year, but there's so many people here, lots of love and lots of people into their fitness.
Lots of guys around here with muscles. Don't play.
These man, a lot of heads. You know what I mean?
Heads around here, man. Don't play. But no, it's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You know, it's inspiring me to get right back into the gym. I'll tell you that.
Let's go to the gym. I think we need to head to the gym now because I feel inspired as well. Listen, big up everyone. Like the video if you like the video. It's time for us to go hit the gym. Take care.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.